This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
We begin at 4 with breaking news out of Nashville, Tennessee. A young woman carrying 2 assault weapons and a pistol opened fire at a private Christian elementary and preschool in Nashville. 3 children and 3 adult staff members were shot and killed. Police just identified the shooter as Audrey Hale. She was 28 and a former student at the school. Thanks for being here at 4. I'm Kay Quinn. Brent Solomon has the day off. The shooting happened just before 10:15 this morning at Covenant School in the Green Hills area. The shooter was confronted and killed by police. Right now, police aren't releasing information on a motive. NBC's Dan Sheneman has the latest.
Monday morning, a school day. Shots fired at Covenant School in Nashville.
There were so many police cars, and then the ambulances started coming away from the school. And that's when I had heard there was a school shooting.
Inside the private Christian school, teachers tried to protect students.
She said she was hiding in the closet and that there was shooting all over and that they had potentially tried to get into her room.
Police say the assailant entered the school through a side door and began firing.
We now know that there are 3 students who were fatally wounded, as well as 3 adults inside the school.
The shooter fired throughout the school and was on the 2nd floor when confronted by police.
The officers engaged her. She was fatally shot by responding police officers.
Just 14 minutes after the initial call, it was over.
We know that she was armed with at least 2 assault-type rifles and a handgun.
At one point, she was a student at that school, but unsure what year, all of that. But that's what I've been told so far.
Students were guided from the school, while anxious parents waited to be reunited with children. The investigation has just started.
3 people lost their children today. It's hard to imagine.
Something hard to imagine is now reality in Nashville. Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
And in just the last few moments, Nashville police have released the names of the 6 victims. The kids, Evelyn Deekhouse, Haley Scruggs, and William Kinney, were all 9 years old. The adults, Cynthia Peak, Catherine Kuntz, and Mike Hill, were in their early 60s. We will have much more on this story coming up on 5 on your side at 5, 6, and 10. Right now, the Major Case Squad is investigating the death of a St. Louis City teenager. The 14-year-old boy was shot and killed last night in North St. Louis County. Today, neighbors tell 5 on your side they're shaken up and tired of the constant crime in their cul-de-sac. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay joins us live from the Berkeley Police Department with what we know. Mercedes?
Kay, we spent all morning long in the Berkeley neighborhood where that shooting happened last night. While we were there, we saw investigators knocking on doors, talking to neighbors while they continue to look for suspects. Now, we spoke with several neighbors, but many did not want to go on camera out of fear. But they told me the crime needs to stop. The Berkeley Police Department responded to a call shortly before 7 p.m. of multiple teens carrying guns, as well as shots fired on Larry Lane near Frost Avenue. At the scene, officers found a 14-year-old boy dead in the front yard of a home. He'd been shot in the chest. All we know is the boy's age and that he is from St. Louis City. Police aren't releasing his name yet because of how young he is. One neighbor we spoke to says she's tired of the gun violence, and it's terrible that it keeps happening between young people.
They have to get them from somewhere, and I think they are telling these kids, if you do stuff, I think they are telling them you're juvenile, nothing gonna happen. But you know, they need to be trained up and taught the right way. But what I'm finding out, they don't have any real parents or anybody to guide them or steering them in the right direction.
Right now, police don't have any suspects. 18 investigators from the Major Case Squad are handling this case. Coming up at 6, hear why one neighbor is ready to move because of the crime. Live in Berkeley, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
All right, thank you, Mercedes. Developing right now, police looking into what led to a deadly shooting in South St. Louis. It happened just before 9 this morning on Iowa at Arsenal. Police say the victims were found in a car behind a building. Police now have corrected earlier information information and say the woman died at the scene. A man survived and was taken to a hospital. Police have identified the woman who was killed as Jalea Hunter. She was 26 and from Bell Fountain Neighbors. No word on a suspect or motive right now. An update to a story we've been following for weeks. Janae Edmondson now has a go home date. Her mom updated their GoFundMe page this morning, but didn't say exactly what that date is. The Nashville area teen lost her legs when she was struck by a vehicle in downtown St. Louis last month. She was attending a volleyball tournament and was walking to her hotel from the Dome when she was hit. She's now rehabbing at a facility in Nashville. Her mother says going home is a big motivator for the teen. All right, let's take a live look at Busch Stadium. The St. Louis Cardinals open their season at home Thursday, and fans are hoping for a beautiful day. Kind of a tall order. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell here with our Weather First forecast. Will that happen, Scott?
I think we're in pretty good shape here weather-wise for the opening day festivities. You know, it is a holiday in St. Louis for sure. Right now, temperatures, they're on the cool side, still in the 50s across the area. We do have a fair amount of sunshine, though, as the thicker clouds have moved off to our east. Just a few puffy clouds out there right now. There's another weather system that'll move in later tonight. At the moment, it's producing some rain and snow from parts of Kansas into Nebraska, but it's going to wimp out on us as it moves closer heading into late tonight and tomorrow. Our next weather system that will have a big impact potentially is the one off the Pacific coast, and we'll watch and see what happens with that as we head towards the end of the week. Right now, it looks like that comes after the Blue Jays and Cardinals get the game wrapped in. It's a 3:10 start Thursday. Temperatures should be in the 60s with partly cloudy skies. But we do believe March is going to go out like a lion. Chilly and brisk into Wednesday. Might even have some frost around Wednesday morning. The home opener's looking good, but the active weather returns Friday, and that active pattern may produce severe weather here. We're going to update you on that chance coming up in a few minutes, Kay.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Scott. At least 26 people are dead in Mississippi and Alabama after a deadly tornado touched down late Friday. The town of Rolling Fork, Mississippi was hit especially hard. Today, a woman who was pulled from the rubble is sharing her story. Melinda Washington lost her home in the tornado. She says she isn't sure what's next for her small town of 2,000 people now that so much has been destroyed.
We're in a small community. We have nothing. The restaurant, we have nothing. No running water, no lights, no houses, no transportation. A lot of people didn't have rentals insurance. I didn't. We didn't have any, and we lost a lot of stuff.
Washington owns a coffee shop in town. She says she's not leaving the community and plans to rebuild. Many people from our area are joining the recovery effort. Missourians with the Red Cross are headed to Mississippi to help in disaster zones with mental health, temporary shelter, and the tech side of the response. If you want to support people affected by the storms, the Red Cross says the best way to do that is to donate money. We have a link and information about multiple ways you can give on KSDK.com. You can also text the word tornado to 314-425-5355. We will text you that information.